What's up, my people? This is Floyd Roberts, hosted to you by Floyd P. Roberts. Hey, this is the weekly market news. This is your weekly market news. Hey, so we're going to talk about real estate mortgages. We're going to talk about the government shutdown, and we're going to talk about a lot of other things too. Like, for example, we're in 19 days of the shutdown. Okay, the federal government is officially shut down. Basically the first of the month. Tomorrow will be the 20th day. A lot of things is in effect with that. A lot of government jobs are at stake. A lot of people are at stake of losing their homes if this thing does not get resolved soon. Being that a lot of federal workers, people that works for the government, private sector, all those things, those jobs are in jeopardy. I know personal people as close to me right now, if it's not done by the 24th, will lose their job. They will lose their job. That means if they lose their jobs, they have mortgages, rent, whatever is due has to get paid. So what that comes into play is that how are they going to fund their monies to pay their mortgage, right? So now the government and the feds has decided possibility with the slow of jobs, with layoffs, a lot of mass firings. What's going to happen is they are potentially looking at lowering the interest rate about maybe 0.5%. What that means for you and I, me from real estate agent, you as a job, you as your personal job, is that is going to free up you to refinance, to make it easier a payment for you, and possible move if you have to move, if you're going to lose your job, whatever the case may be. But as of yesterday, as of today, as of last week, the feds have made a decision. They're pondering because of slowness of jobs. It's the potential is they're going to lower the interest rate, possible 0.5%, or maybe even quarter, even much lower. If you have to remember, last month they did lower it 0.25%, and we're looking at about a 7% rate last month. Comes down to now we're looking at a 6.2, maybe to 6.4. That is a year 70% lower than it was last year. If you can remember last year, interest rates were about 7.5, maybe even 8. So it's about 1% down, a little bit more. Okay, so it depends where you're at. If you're buying down the rate, where you're at with that. So according to the feds, they did say they're pondering the thought of lowering the interest rates. I do agree with that, for the simple fact is how hard it's going to be on people, even if federal workers, whatever, losing their jobs. They're looking about 900,000 people. 900,000 federal workers, people, it's a possibility will lose their jobs come the 24th of this month if it's not resolved. I personally think they're going to resolve it by probably this week, maybe Monday, Tuesday, or something like that. But it can't go much longer because right now we are already looking at a lot of things that's happening. High grocery bills, things are coming down, making it better, but it doesn't help that people are unemployed and people are losing their jobs. And also with the inflation rate. The inflation rate is a little lower. We're looking at a 2.5 to 2.3, which is a lot lower than it has been with the past, say, 5-6 years. And that's, I believe that they take into effect that the inflation rate is a little lower, and the GDP and our production is moving up more. We're producing a little bit more in America right now. So that's probably why they're contemplating lowering in the interest rates, other than just the job market is slowing down. So production is going, but not too many jobs. So that's what we're talking about. With a 30-year fixed mortgage, you're looking about 6.2%. All right, 6.2, 6.1, depending where you're at. The highest I've seen when I talk to my loan guy, it's around 6.4. But depending on your FICO score, whatever the price may be, if you want to buy down the rate, you're probably looking at 5.9 percentage rate. That's a 30-year fixed mortgage. What that means in the 30-year fixed mortgage is fixed. It doesn't move up. It doesn't move down. It's fixed for the percentage of the rate of the interest that you pay on that loan for 30 years. Now, this one refinance comes into play. So you're locked in for 30 years at say a 6.2. When the interest rates come down, if it goes to a 5.9 or something like to over a year, and you have the mortgage with a 5.8, you can refinance. Either take out money if you increase equity, or just leave it the same. Don't touch it. Don't touch your equity, and refinance to a lower rate, which is the 5.2, which that will lower your monthly payment. If you're at a 6.2 to 5.9, you're looking at an increment of maybe saving around $2,000 to $3,000 a month. That is a lot of money that could go towards savings, buying a new car, putting the kids in college, so on and so forth. That's what you can do with that. Now, we look at that's a 30-year fix when you're fixing for 30 years, refinancing, and that's a great thing about if they do lower the interest rate, you will be able to refinance at a lower rate, because a lot of people, if you remember a year ago, 2 years ago, it was 7.9, 7.5. So if they lower it to a 6.1 or 5.9, you'll be able to get out of that high interest and get into a lower interest, which will save you a lot of money. You can either move, sell your house with that recoup and move up, or move down, save money, new car, kids in college, save a nest egg, 401k, IRA, whatever you want to do with that money, you can do with that. Now, let's talk 15 years. If you want to pay off your house in 15 years, we just talked about a 30-year mortgage. Now we're talking about a 15-year mortgage. Now, with a 15-year mortgage, you can pay off your house in 15 years now, but it is going to have instead of paying, say for example, you put your house is $400,000, right? And you into a 15-year mortgage, you can pay that house off in 15 years, but your payment's probably going to be around about $35,000 to $4,000, right? So, and you paying that off really fast, okay? So now if you refinance that, if you get out of the 15, that means your payment is going up. But you can, with a 15-year mortgage, the percentage rate right now on a 15-year mortgage is around 5.2. That is a lot difference between a 5.9 or 6.2. That means you get a lower percentage rate on the money that you're paying if you can afford that. You got to remember, it's almost double the mortgage usually from what if 15 to a 30 year, that's half, right? 15 is 30. So that means it's double, you're paying double for 15 years. But in 15 years, your house is paid off. You can retire, whatever you want to do, take your trips with the family, the wife, whatever you want to do with that money, you can do it. You be able to pay off your house in 15 years. Now, let's talk about paying your house off in 15 years. Now, we just said you can pay it off in 15 years, right? So within that 15 years, you pay your house off. How about rolling that into another house with investments? All right. A lot of probably this week, we're going to be talking about investing in your 401k, your IRA, and retirement. You can save money for retirement. Roll that into your insurance plan. My friend Leslie York from Leslie York Insurance Company from State Farm, we're going to be talking about this Wednesday how you could enroll and how you can save that money with your insurance plan. She's got some great information. I'm going to lead it to her. We're going to talk this Wednesday, I believe. It's going to be great, so stay tuned for that. Hey, so if this video was helpful for you, was it informative about mortgage rate, 15 years, 30 years, IRA, whatever it is going to be from the government shutdown, hit that like button. Hit that like button and tell me you like it. Subscribe, because I'm telling you, we're coming with fresh information every single week. Fresh out the box for you. So if you like that information, give me a shout out. Let me know you like it. Hit the like button, subscribe. And like I tell you, this weekend we're talking about investments with Leslie York and a lot more. Leslie York, Farmers Insurance. I'll talk to you soon. Home Sweet by Floyd P. Roberts. Let me know you like it. Subscribe, swipe it, like it, and I'll talk to you soon. Later.